for that trend to continue, considering their spot in the European standings so far. And Herc, as Shogun was alluding to, I think this is a pretty decent team for BDS to be matched up with.
I would have to agree with that. Granted, I have said the same thing about every matchup so far, thinking somebody would be the one to take them down. So hopefully this one's a little bit different. Hopefully we get an interesting series here. Otherwise, hopefully BDS just takes this as a walk in the park that they would cross their fingers for.
I mean, right now we're seeing in Europe, as I said, those top sides taking the wins, 4-0, 4-0 so far. And BDS, they need this to go the exact same way because they are currently holding on to that spot in the 4th, 5th kind of area in Europe. And Monkey Moon, he wants to make sure that they stick in that spot, if not climb a little bit more with an opening goal.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I have been waiting for BDS to kind of get it together. After yesterday, they went round 5 in Swiss, which I'm sure freaked a lot of people out, including themselves. But this is the moment. This is where you start to come back. Now, granted, no kickoff goals. You guys can't let that happen. It could right here, but it's a small whiff from Nowasaki off the kickoff there. BDS just get to hold on to their own goal lead.
And they're currently sitting in that 5th spot when we look most recently towards the London Major. However, the biggest test is going to come when we see how Oxygen end up performing. That is their biggest team on their side, or rather rooting against them. Alongside them, Carmine Corp really desperately want BDS to fail as much as they can. Any win is going to be knocking Carmine Corp even further away. They then need to outplace them by that number. Every single region that we see, or every single open qualifier rather, is Mark Bayedo taking a shot against his former team, Drali. Turns up high above the crossbar. We're seeing a lot of ambition come out early from Team 3.
We have. There's been a plentiful amount of shot opportunities for Team 3. I think right now, accuracy, a little bit not on their side. Granted, it could be a little bit of a warm-up game for them, right? You're still very early into the series. It's a best of 7, right? So, I don't know. I feel like at least BDS is having to work for things right now. And Team 3, they wanted to go, but instead, Monkey Moon's going to take this one, drop this one down over to Drali, and there you have it.
Beautiful play from Monkey Moon. The composure in the midfield is sublime. He ends with 0 boost as well. Gets the reset with 0 boost. Finds Drali perfectly with the reset over the midfield defender. Sends it left post. Back of the net bulges. 2-0. Minute 45 has elapsed. BDS is exactly how they want their series to start, but the rest of Europe, if they're below that 5th spot, they are cringing at a BDS victory.
I think, especially when people want you to do bad, that's usually when you do better, but same could be said for Team 3. They know they're here as the underdogs, but that's not gonna stop Nowasaki. Crazy flick here just to go right over Drali's head, and Team 3 closed the gap by 1.
And you know what? I've been super impressed with Nowasaki for a long time now. I've heralded him as one of those players that I think with the right team, he can absolutely excel. Exotic, taking a very long shot, sees and chips the keeper right at the back, sees it midfield. No different Team 3 working their way back. Not even the fabled Nowasaki I was talking about.
Oh man, I think, who was that? Drali was all the way upfield and he got the demo and then the bump onto Nowasaki too. So they're just throwing people up, moving them out of their way. But I'm in the same boat. I think Team 3 as a whole, for a while, I've had pretty high hopes for them, but Team BDS seem to be crushing those.
Team 3, we're trying to give you compliments. Stop
Please,
conceding
guys.
and making us talk about the goal. Come on. Right, okay, off this kickoff, we only talk about Team 3 just for a minute here, because they had a brilliant Swiss stage as well. They managed to go through 3-1. The only loss, interestingly, was to forward, or fast forward rather. They beat both Top Cougars and Resolve to make it here. An excellent result from them, and I think they'll be disappointed if they fall into the camp that we saw earlier from Top Cougars and Resolve, where they ended up both going 0-4, because I think Team 3 will see themselves in a little bit of a different conversation to them. You know what? Their chances of going to the major, they are exceedingly low, but they can still play spoiler. And isn't that just as fun?
It honestly is. It's enjoyable when you're not on the team and you're just rooting for them and you're the neutral person. These spoiler teams are fun. I like when they mess with people. BDS fans might come at me on Twitter for that one, but it could be fun. although it doesn't feel fun for them right now, BDS, it's just a runaway game. I think this is a little bit more along the expectations of what we had headed into this match.
I think, as we were saying, BDS, they'd be very pleased with how game number 1 has gone. Exotic with a 1-2 tick-attacker between him and Monkey Moon. Charlie can't get that one central. Touch is not enough. Charlie maybe would have taken a pass over towards the midfield man, the Exotic. He then picks up the ball, but with 90 seconds left, we don't want to be seeing BDS action because Team 3, they need to kick themselves into gear.
Yeah, there's I don't know. I didn't even know if it's like they feel a little bit slow. It's just BDS is playing a really solid game, getting around them right now, and they're kind of just making the defense struggle. They're trying their might. You saw Catalysm help out Noasaki off that one. One of the few transitions we've got to see, but even then, backboard's always covered, ground's always covered,
Good
shots
pressure.
are slow. It's good pressure, it's just not enough.
Yeah, there was also they were gently pushing on the wound. They weren't forcing anything through that final line of defense. But with a minute remaining, they need goal every 20 seconds. Monkey receives a pass from Exotic. Backboard says marked by a challenge Charlie, who misses the ball. He's done that a couple of times so far. Clearly not been a big problem in this game. Now Exotic receiving from Monkey Moon tries to go top corner. Mark had it covered by intelligently finding himself on the backboard. And Noah pushing along with Catalysm, a 1-2 50-50, and Charlie winning them both expertly.
Oh, man. I mean, listen, if you wanted to come into game number 1 looking good and showing and setting the tone even for the series, this is exactly what you got to do if you're BDS, right? You are not letting anything through. You've looked so much more improved than what we saw from yesterday. Again, everybody was kind of like, whoa, what's going on with BDS? You had to go round 5 in Swiss. That just feels uncommon, but that's a solid double from Noasaki. At least there's a confidence booster headed into game 2.
I'll tell you what, that is exactly the quality that he was showing on Resolve previously. He was then let go or moved on from that roster, but even when, and I mentioned it in the previous series, 2 series ago rather, the Resolve documentary, Jeff and the team over there were saying, look, fair play to Noah. He is brilliant. He has left Resolve and has beaten them multiple times. And the quality that he shows is absolutely sublime. And Team 3 is clearly a team where he's going to be able to do well off that kind of, with a little bit more mentorship or just a little bit of a different, a must-win for them. They need to continue pushing through to that major, because if they can get there and get a good number of points, then first they're making Carmine Corp sweat, but they're also pushing themselves further and further away from Oxygen, who are hot on their heels.
Yep, this is, it's been an interesting weekend so far. Many attempts for there to be new kings on top in Europe. BDS just trying to stay at the top. But, I don't know, game 2 win. I think if they could take it in a sweep here, this would be a really good time for them headed into the weekend. I think it's been rough for them. I'm really wanting to see the consistency. But, my goodness, Monkey Moon, come to life again, man. I want 2022-23 Monkey Moon. Third!
My word. My word, Exotic. How dare you shoot that, quite frankly? How dare you go for this shot with Drali redirecting? Exotic then, on that second touch, skimming it down the other side of the pitch. Nobody is home for the P-roller that rolls towards the Team 3 net. It's 1-0 for BDS, but the quality of goal, it might not have had the speed, the quality was absolutely there.
Oh, man. Listen, you take what you get every time, whether it's the most insane Meki shot on Earth, or if it's something simple and basic.
They all count as one. Does not matter how you end up getting it in the back of the net. You just make sure that you do actually do it. Drana now challenging versus 2. Beats out to Exotic. Trying to be the next man to it. Instead, Noasaki is going to be able to clear it away. Only goes as far as the midfield before BDS then pick it back up. Drana now back corner. Tries to bump one out of the way. Marked by 8 though with very low boost. Most of the players on Team 3 getting low at this point. The pressure builds, but the pinch is going to relinquish a little bit of pressure for them until Drali brings it all the way back in.
I've got to give credit to Team 3. At least there's been a little bit more lurking on the back end, not trying to let anything through. Taking their time there, but that's a big demo, and Drali up into the air, just goes for the bump, leaves it for Monkey Moon, takes the reset, maybe a bump play off of it, but Noasaki kept it out. Marked by 8's got the clear pass over to Catalysm. Maybe he can send it to the backboard, but Jolly's got to read. It's just been great patience on either end.
In fact, Catalysm there had a chance to send it down midfield towards Noah as well, who wasn't really marked. Didn't have a man on him to cover the pass, so it could have been a good opportunity. But unfortunately, that did not arise that way. 3 minutes now, ticking down. That one goal for BDS. The sole goal scored in Forbidden Temple. Marbier from the corner to Catalysm. Pumps it long. Monkey Moon handily back in time. Maybe should have kept a little bit close control of that ball. As Nowasaki sent to the scrapyard. Monkey Moon hunting for a second kill. Can't quite secure it, and now halfway through the game.
I keep seeing BDS wanting to send someone up, and I know that they're ahead at the moment, but they do it when somebody's like so low on boost that you're like, you can turn around if you really wanted to.
Midfield again for Catalysm, the site of many battles so far. Patience on the backboard, pinches it low. It's a great pinch as well. It's Catalysm back, but Drali can just about tap that one away. Catalysm, a complete nuisance for the BDS defense.
Great pinch forward from Mark. Trying to just play catch up. He got 2 minutes left to do so. Catalysm taking his time. This one falls down. Nowasaki had shot opportunity, but all three defenders clear up field, go for the transition. Monkey Moon gets the bump, but it's still not enough. Thankfully, Team 3 prevailing, giving themselves some more hope to try and catch up here.
I'll tell you what, though. Seeing just that offensive pressure come from near enough nothing on BDS's side has got to be setting Team 3 on edge, because they're working for every single opportunity they get. Too committed to that one play. But with Drali trying to take advantage of Exotic's demo, only from the backboard he goes. Catalysm can block him out. Another midfield 50. Monkey Moon turning around with 100 boost. He can get it over one, then gets bumped away. Drali actually doesn't make any contact with that. A little bit of a ghost hit. Now Asaka then faking out one, gets control of the ball to the ceiling. 30 boost. He's going to musty it over Drali, who is back as Exotic and Monkey Moon both going for that attack. On defense, BDS frequently send two, so far unpunished.
At some point, though, you gotta make it through. By chance, you would think. And hopefully that's the case for them. If not, this could be extended to 2 over here. Mark's touch, very slow, but still manages to keep this one out. Monkey Moon's touch, gonna allow Exotic some time to collect and carry over. He gets past one. It's Nowasaki versus Exotic right now. Almost 50'd it in, but it just went wide.
A little bit more boost, and I reckon he was going to be there for that as well. Now it's going to be Nowasaki trying to show off his mechanics against one of the greatest open era players. Monkey Moon is going to be winning that battle. Drana just edge over 1-2. Monkey Moon on an open net. Can he score that one? It was close, but the Demons are not here on Saturday. Monkey Moon sinks an opener.
I love this, although it was a little questionable for a second there. Still manages to find his way through. 24 seconds left to go. You're up 2-0, and Team 3 hasn't been able to find anything. There's been a handful of shots on target. I've only had 3 registered in total, but my goodness. Again, it's still BDS at the end of the day, right? Whether they're struggling or not, even on a day where they're struggling, they are still one of the top teams in Europe.
Monkey Moon, I've seen a good few times here where the ball isn't really being pressured too much towards the orange half, and he still is going for bumps, going for demos, making it really awkward for Team 3. And I think if you sow those seeds in your opponent's head that, hey, you've got to watch out, keep that eye in the back of your head, because we are going to be there. We're going to try and send you off this pitch as frequently as we... Let's not make us go 12-0. Let's not have people on social media saying, Europe's so boring because it's so one-sided. Saturday's pointless. No. Give us a fight, okay? Make sure that BDS are stressing here, because the quality on the side of Team 3 absolutely make sure that they achieve that. But game number 3, very much underway. It's a time for them after that timeout to make sure that they have got all of their ducks in a row, and they're going to be able to push BDS and make them sweat and earn that major and world spot.
Huge amount of demos. Extremely impactful if they wanted it to be. Trying to see who claims this one first. It's Monkey Moon out to the center, but Mark's going to pop this one up. Great touch there. Letting Team 3 finally transition out of their half, but can they stay there? Catalysm drives this one up. Nowasaki trying to clear out a warpath for him. But, oh man, BDS every time, they're just fully prepared now, even for these clears and these demos.
And they've seen these tricks before. They do them half the time.
Yeah.
And we saw very early on in the game, there was the immediate double demo from Monkey Moon coming out with the full intention of, as I said in the previous game, we're going to make you awkward. do not sit still. And look, he's playing completely in front of the ball. Doesn't even need to make contact with any of the players or the ball itself, because Drali, from the back corner with 100 boost, hits it once, hits it twice, fakes out the reset. Monkmoon makes him awkward. It's a BDS lead just 1 minute and 6 seconds in.
If Drali is playing like this, and more importantly, if he has the space to play like that, I feel like this one is kind of out of the hands of Team 3. You can't even allow him the opportunity to be starting up the montage for tomorrow's top 5. So yeah, definitely playing a little bit closer right now is what I want to see, especially just because you and I both know Team 3 genuinely does have the capability to make this so much closer than it seems on paper right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think making sure that they are able to push these teams, going 3-1 in the Swiss is such a good result for them. They need to make sure they build on that ability. However, BDS, as we've been saying time and time again, want it to be business as usual. See if they can take down one of these wins. 2 minutes, near enough elapsed now. Midfield sees Mark flick it. And both Monkmoon and Exotic committing to that ball. Exotic's going to be taking charge. And Nowasaki challenging against him in the corner. Drali, Monkmoon. Pipped high on the backboard. Noah and Mark by 8, both so close you could chuck a bag over them. No chance for them to really make any good contact with it. Drali tries to dribble over one, and again a double commit defensively. They're falling into shambles right now, Team 3. BDS have not been able to take too much advantage of it. Nowasaki sending that ball nearly into the path of Drali, and a dunk was narrowly avoided.
As time goes on, you can just feel the frustration start to come out, especially when these bumps are coming out so consistently. You're kind of just throwing your hands up like, what do I do? What do we do? Because even if you have 2 people rotating back on the defense, chances are BDS is going to send the third one to just keep it going, and they're going to let it slow roll because they're at that point in play. But you got half a game of regulation left. They're up by 2, and it just feels like Team 3 cannot get a grip on this game.
Yeah, aggression repeatedly. What a block from Monkmoon too. Going for the initial challenge, realizes he can't get there, flies back to the backboard, then uses his flip to make sure that he clears it away. And that leads to pressure in favor of BDS. Noah awkwardly off the backboard. Catalysm getting a double touch. It just seems to be a lot of disjointed touches right now coming in for Team 3, but ambition from Catalysm destroys Exotic. Noah trying to beat out Drali, does so. Marbaya can come in, challenges versus Monkmoon. Exotic takes it low because Monkmoon calls in, says, I'm going for him. But now we're seeing the reversal, and Team 3 have got bloodlust.
Keep it going. That's pretty much all you can do right now. It's impossible. Here comes Mark. Into the corner there. It's a fight, but Exotic wins it. Tries to send this one over to Monkmoon. It's a drop down pass to go 3-0 on Team 3.
That's going to come down to their 9th goal, BDS, compared to the 2 that Team 3 so far have secured. They went scoreless in game number 2. We're 1 minute and 36 left in this, so if my EU maths is right, that's over, I don't know, like 8 minutes or something of game time. They need a goal as soon as they can. One every 30 seconds. Drali trying to have a little appearance on potentially tomorrow's own goal montage that Johnny Boy very nicely made for us a little bit earlier on today in the pre-show. With 80 seconds remaining, those seconds become more and more valuable for them. Monkmoon takes a shot on the net. Oh, Marbaye just taps it. The momentum is too much for him. Monkmoon, he makes it 4.
This is what I was talking about, though, and what makes BDS so good, and I think we're all very well aware, is just how quickly they follow each other up. If you don't make those clears powerful, intentional, and out of the vicinity of your net, chances are somebody's already going to be there, ready to send it through.
Minute remaining, 4 goals. Gotta be honest, Herc, not gonna happen. So it now comes down. Ultimately, it comes down to game number 4. Can they get anything really started? Because going scoreless in 2 games in a row, 10 minutes of game time, it's not the one that you want to be seeing. Drali just tries to push something towards that net. Just keep him awkward, keep him honest. I don't necessarily know what BDS can do to lose from this point. Or rather, Team 3, what can they do to bring it back? Because it has not been a series they have had any control in.
Yeah, I think right now BDS is honestly just playing a clinical game onto Team 3. You can't really do anything. They're starting to double tap off this one and make things so much harder. Exotic and Monkmoon lurking together is just insane. They're just all there. This is just, it's bordering disrespect to just
it's
sit
hyenas.
there and
That's what they're doing. They're going around like a pack of hyenas, just laughing around them, taking chunks out of their ankles, saying, look, what are you going to do? Like, we can all sit as close together as we like because it literally does not matter where we play. And Team 3 have got more quality in their showing today. I feel like we've said that about every single opposition, right?
Yes.
We have said they can put on more. We have seen more of them. They've ultimately come through to the top 8 in the hardest region in Team 3. Throw the kitchen sink at the team opposite you and make them sweat here in the Coliseum.
Honestly, that's exactly what I want to see. I want to just see pure disrespect from this squad. Just throw yourselves at this ball. Go for the crazy pass and plays too. Challenge everything way faster than BDS might even be anticipating. And it could work out in your favor. Big flick here, though. And they're still pushing forward. Here comes BDS, forcing Team 3 back in their half. But could be a little bit more in control of Team 3 this time, but I'm just not sure. I keep wanting to hold out hope for them.
That's such an awkward little bumper spot on the backboard. Nobody is safe in any position so far. And bear in mind, previously in the other series, we saw a few bumps come in. From my recollection, we didn't see a huge amount of physicality being the deciding factor. That is absolutely the game plan for BDS. They are playing it completely differently from Oxygen, playing it differently from Vitality, because they are unsettling that back line time and time again. Monkey Moon with a disrespectful pre-jump. It's Exotic up, backboard down, goal, 1 minute, and it's BDS, as ever, in the lead.
This is what I said. You can't give them any space. There was nobody on the backboard for it. You got to be ready for that. Right, I think at this point we've accepted that BDS is probably going to do a ton of doubles. They're going to pass to each other off the backboard too. At least anticipate it a little bit, but this is good progress. Great flick there from Mark. Monkey Moon save. Hopefully the pressure can continue on for this squad. Noasaki keeps it blue side. Bump onto one. Mark's already up in the air, tries to pass it over to anybody, but Catalysm just not quite in a position. Most he can do is just drive it upfield.
Team 3 already have more shots in this game than they did in the entirety of last game, which is good. That is one shot. So cheers, guys. Appreciate the pressure. Minute and a half has now rolled through. Drali going central with it. A save actually does come through. Doesn't quite fall nicely for that final teammate. Drali beating out Catalysm, who gets the interesting double. Falls to Drali. Exotic's already up. It's 1. Beats out 2, and Catalysm has to force himself backboard bound. Now Monkey Moon shot on target, but it's simple. Routine save for Mark by 8, and so Monkey Moon removes his former teammate from the pitch for daring to do so.
We got 3 minutes left. You only have to answer to 1 this time. Don't let it turn into 2. Catalysm uses all of his boost. Most he can do is try and fake it down. Drawley's going to take the shot. Noasaki pops it up high enough to keep it out, and the dream stays alive for now.
You know what I want to see, Herc? The admin so far, or the mod rather, so far, whoever is doing the predictions, have been extremely brave by cashing it out with, like, when the previous game was like 2-1 in the Oxygen series earlier, when there was like a minute left in the Vitality series.
I saw that.
Right, mod. How early are you going to cash out this series as a BDS win result? Okay, I want this to be a real risky one. Give it like a minute and a half left with 1-0. Okay, mods, how brave are you gonna be?
What happens if they do it and they're wrong, though?
A goal! There's a goal! They've done it! They've scored the first time in 3 games, Hug!
I'm so happy. And listen, if the mods had cashed out at that point in time and that had gone down, I would have lost it. Tied game. Signs of life from Team 3 are with us. Can they keep it going? Noasaki around the corner. Pass to Drawley. Got to get past 2 more, though, and Exotic took it back. Catalysm just trying to slow it down. Rule 1 over in the corner, and he breaks it. It's over. It's chalked.
It's
Team 3,
chalked.
you just cursed yourselves. Any possibility just went wayside.
This series started a heartbeat. It was weaker than a butterfly with asthma, the heartbeat that was coming through in this series. And then Catalysm had to go and terminate it by breaking the headlock. That's a shame. 90 seconds, though. We got a series. We got a game at least. Let's see if Team 3 are going to be able to do anything.
Let's find out. This one's corner. Noasaki Getting challenged over by Monkey Moon, wins it though, and Catalysm's up next. Again, low boost. Most he can do is try and get the bump on the trolley, but he couldn't do it. Minute 18 left. Monkey Moon leaves this for Jolly to take a shot. It's just over. You still have the chance to do so, and more boost in the tank for Catalysm means opportunity has not quite gone away.
Opportunities time and time again, really working their way through so far for Team3. Jolly ends up trying to go for that bump. Monkey Moon's going to have to track back now. Under a minute remaining, we're seeing Team3 taking big swipes at any of the fire defenders. Monkey Moon takes it low. Catalysm gets rid of Jolly. Monkey Moon with a reset. Not quite enough boost to get it fully on target. A lovely tap over the top. Now Jolly sits central. Takes that touchdown. Marbe is going to pressure and picks up that corner 100. Boost advantage. Doing very well in favor of Team3 right now.
Yep, they're looking really good. Solid. It's still possible, though. Last 30 seconds, and the pressure's in favor of Team3. No boost for Jolly. Most he can do is reset it up, but Mark's got the catch on it. Nowasaki's up next. Half a tank to work with. Around the corner. Can he center it to somebody? No, it's just too far. But you keep going. You keep trying. Here comes Mark. Double it off the side. This one touches off Jolly's car. It was a great pass. It's just not enough.
Tell you what though, this pressure has built so well for Team3. They are pushing BDS. That's exactly what you wanted. It's gone target as well. Monkey Moon taps it down. And an extremely uncharacteristic overtime has emerged at the death of this series. This is now do or die for Team3. Markway takes it low, gets a 50. My word, Herc! Team3 have a game!
This was the mark by 8 I was waiting to see, and the Team3, that was sheer confidence, but also just aggression off of it to keep themselves in the series.
Game win for Team3. They are on that track to at least making BDS sweat.
I like this. Bottled up aggression could be the answer to their problems, but like I said, it's game 5. You're going to be going up against a very annoyed BDS that fell out of their hands in the last few moments of that game there. So the question is, how do they respond, and how does Team3 hold them off?
And it's 20 seconds in, and I think we're going to be seeing, hopefully, fingers crossed, as much aggression that final minute as we now hopefully will be seeing in a full 5 minutes coming out of Team3. BDS want the opposite. They'll want them to run scared and sit back. But any fans of teams that are below BDS right now in the points are going to be extremely happy until Drali, he gets out the fire extinguisher and wants to rain on your parade.
All 3 members of BDS, by the way, in that orange half, just pushing up, forcing them to the back wall and just putting the ball through. And this is what I was expecting to see. A pure disrespect from BDS and confidence, reminding them exactly who they are. Kind of a sit-down moment.
BDS, I think, with that sheer confidence in games 1, 2, and 3, that will be a shaker. They'll think that they should have won that one. They're taking one punt of a shot. Exotic. RB is going to be able to save it away. Monkey Moon wants to go central with it, drops it down. Who's going to be to it first? Noah. He was caught then between wanting the boost and wanting the ball. Tried to go for both. Isn't quite able to, but actually set up Marbe nicely. Now on the back line, Catalysm gets a collection. Gets not quite that bad boost. And get it on the return. Now Exotic 1-2 taps it down, has to get saved away by Mark. He's able to. And we're seeing yet again Team3 get pushed back into their own half, into their own back third. And you have to think, BDS, did they just learn that they were going to be aggressed on?
I don't know. I think it's, again, progress is just the name of the game right now for Team3. That's the most you can give yourself. But my goodness. BDS, they're so consistent. Even when you start to try and take a series away from them, they're so consistent at being able to come back and correct any mistakes.
Decent opportunity, decent pressure. Wanting to make sure that, again, BDS continuing to sweat. As a good dunk from Noah, gets it central. A wonderful pass, but Drali's going to be there to intercept. Catalysm didn't have the same idea. Marbe shot on target, Exotic to doink it over the bar. Noah goes low. It's an equalizer, and Team3 are activated.
We've seen this before, and they came out on top. Can they do it again? Huge pass there from Mark by 8, but incredible finish from Nowasaki, the player that has had so much promise over the years. And we've all just wanted to see him succeed. Baby steps towards it. Pass over to Exotic, though. Sent off by Catalysm. The pressure's not going to stop here.
Oh,
it's a floater. It's a floater from Jolly.
It's just in. It was a pretty weak shot, but where does Noah go? Noah commits up, then changes his mind in an awkward spot. It was the hesitation. He didn't go for the full commit on it, on either way, either defensively or towards Drali to actually get the ball at the source. Marbet was awkward on the wall, but a kickoff is going to leave Noah versus Exotic. Can't quite make up for his past discretions.
Drali just trying to carry this one as high as possible. It's got met up into the sky. Catalysm over the mid. Exotic sends this one back down. Still to 1-goal lead. They're trying to tie things up here. Noisaki leaves that for nobody other than BDS to take it back. And that's what I'm so fearful of, is anytime you have the ball, anytime you've got the pressure, it's got to go intentionally to somebody on your team. You can't let this fall out of your hands, because you're going to have very few moments where you're in control over BDS.
And isn't that exactly what we saw in games 1, 2, and 3? It was those shots, or those touches rather, that just go to no one. They were pointless touches. They were hits because you can hit the ball. They had no intention to them. I completely agree. They need to make sure that their shots have ambition to them, that they have a target or a purpose. And we definitely saw that in game number 4.
Just over 90 seconds left. What felt like a sign of life has slowly been going away. Drali taking the light from the eyes of Team 3 as they know it. My gosh.
That's a lovely shot.
It's just a lovely pass, but that is a slot between the defense.
Yeah, just tipping it past the one defender that's trying to actually bump you off the ball, getting the touch ultimately from Catalysm. That heartbeat that I said about earlier from the butterfly with asthma, it's lost its inhaler. There's no chance for it. It's going to code soon. 3-goal difference, 4-1, 1 minute 25. And the question is raised, do the mods cash it out now? Or are we going to be waiting until like 20 seconds left? Do the mods have that kind of mental? Is the cash out coming?
I want to know if they get in trouble if they're wrong. That's what I want. What happens?
I hope they get fired. I hope they get let go.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Terry. A minute remaining, 3-goal difference still. They did it. They've done it. The cash out has happened.
No.
Therefore, it is written in the stars that BDS win this game.
And of course, that means...
Unbelievable. 51.5 million points.
51.5 million.
Yeah, it's a lot of points, that. There's still 45 seconds left.
That's a lot of belief for a Team 3 that's got pressure and Drali barely making a goal line save.
There's 35 seconds remaining, though. Is it the lead going to be extended even further? Final 30. Catalysm sends it long. Noah to receive. They need a goal every 10 seconds. And they've barely got a goal every game so far in this series. Monkey Moon challenges, bounces high. Drali to receive. Ladies and gentlemen, the payout is going to be correct. You've got your points. The cash out came through. And BDS are going to be going through to the semi-finals of Open Qualifier number 2. They'll be facing off against a resurgent, a spring form from last season, Vitality.
Excited to see that one happen. But there's more coming up later today. But before that happens, do want to give congratulations to BDS. You guys had an interesting Swiss, and you look like your old selves here in the playoffs. So
it was clean.
It was very clean. It was honestly a definition of clinical. Up until like last moments.